So, wanting to make this video today just to explain some, or what shall I say, to talk about my process overall, how I'm doing, where I'm at, how my life is at the moment, just for anybody interested in what my life is like. Um, so, um, I have been the last week or last couple of days, 5 or 6 days, I've been landing on, or what shall I say, indulging on the word stable, calm and stable, and yeah, basically calm and stable, grounding sort of. Um, Finding trust within myself, trying to find that stable, sane myself, and looking at also the word baseline, and really just finding what is my baseline, trying to look at that, what is my core, you might say, or my flow, or my nature, my personality, more like a deeper, what shall I say, dimensional personality, you might say. What is my baseline, basically? What is my something that is more like a beingness, a existential thing, sort of, my purpose, my baseline, something that is with me, something that is of support, something that is of solution, you might say, a willingness, sort of. So looking at that and sort of finding a lot of sanity with that baseline, with finding myself in my physical and finding a groundedness, a stability that is growing on me, and wanting to look at other words, living words, like to practice living words, obviously, which is a profound experience to discover, to be living words such as stable. It is, excuse me, it is a very fine thing to be able to embody words as my solar plexus and just be sanity, be calm, be gentle, be ease, be rootedness, It is beyond what we've seen. So, basically, finding calmity and trust within myself, landing within and as my baseline, finding my own stable self. What is my learning myself to know on a more deeper and wider, you might say, personality perspective, a point of balance that is emerging from me as I stroll along this living process with what life has to teach me, with what the hands of life have to teach me. So very much enjoying Camp Hill living. I must say, there are challenges, there are heartfelt experiences, and there are discoveries, and there are falling down pits, and there is rising up again, and there is forgiveness, and there is work, and there is the flu, and there is Epsom salt, and there is things for me to discover and learn, and so on. So, learning that, the last uh, I've come to learn that I have had a sort of a moment with me that is like a worrying moment. Like a part of me have always been in worry. And learning to work around that, to sort of hack into that, to work around that, to yoga myself around that worry, because worry only leads to more worrying and devastation, you know. So I don't want to be worried, I want to be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Yes. And you know, sometimes it is as simple as that. Don't worry, be happy. It really is. That life lesson, that Belafonte song has made good sense with me today, actually. And plan, prepare, prevent. That also tags along with that worrying yoga, working my way through the worry. Plan, prepare, prevent. Obviously, good solutions to have in living experience, living this um, earthly life, as Tormod, also looking at my name. What is Tormod to me? What does Tormod mean when I sound it, when I speak it, when I sing it, when I, you know, when I theatrically express my birth name? Um, what is it that I hear when I hear people say Tormod? What is it I hear when I hear myself say Tormod? Is it a word of support for me? You know, is it for my benefit? Is it for everybody's benefit? Such questions. And it's heading into fall here in southwest Norway. Whatever that means in these changing times. Today we had almost 20 degrees, warm, but we also had lots of rain, and you know, so it's a bit of a pondering task to understand weather and nature and earth and so on. It's a process that I very much rely on awareness, um, and that is also with this stabilizing moment within myself, to find myself stable, to find my baseline, to not let go of my baseline, to be with it, and to working myself up to a sort of a peach state. Like I'm afraid of using the word comfortable, but it's the word that I'm looking for, so I'm going to use it. It's to be comfortable in my own, for my own creation, for what I've achieved from walking my process and finding myself stable, and sound, and my baseline in my own physical. And really just being in that foundation and making sure that foundation stands through light and darkness and all that foundation stands, that foundation is there. About that darkness, don't judge darkness, because darkness, if the darkness of self or darkness of it's always darkness of self. If you face darkness, it's darkness of self. And don't judge darkness, because darkness is only things about yourself that you have not yet discovered. I will say it one more time, because it's a very important thing to learn in life, that whenever we face darkness, darkness is simply something that we have not yet discovered by ourselves. It's a great treasure, really. So cling on to that if you like. So me grounding myself with stability, with finding my baseline, to have, I'm looking at to have like a safe place to return to within as myself. Yeah, to have a place of here, to have a place of sanctuary within myself, really, uh, and to make that into something of undisputable and standing and solid support, that I can just be that, and I can just choose to be happy and don't worry, because I can be happy like that, and not like feeling mindish conscious polarity way, but rather in a more expressive and beingness and physical and awareness way, and just express myself and live proud and fulfilled and all that every day. And every day that I wake up, a new opportunity for new creations, for newer things to be learned, so I can be taught, so I can learn something, new things to embrace, new things to cooperate, to have fun and enjoy myself in creation process, and breathe and be with myself, find solutions, and be of support, not only for myself but for everyone else as well. So that is some of my process that I walked in today in Campbell Village, Hogamik. Enjoying myself immensely here. It's tremendous. If you live in Western Europe or Northern America and you have issues of whatever, check out Campbell. It's a fantastic thing. Check out Destiny if you have time for that. It's a discovery beyond all of that. So yeah, and here I am. So breathing and being my own solution, being my own friend, and getting jiggy with it. Just loving every breath that I can. And so this is me expressing my new words, my new living words, my new process, and overall grateful that you can listen to me. If you have questions, feel free to ask. We must be there for one another. We are, after all we have. Let's be standing shoulder to shoulder in support of one another. And yeah, thanks and enjoy.